What's going on, folks? Dave here, ProScapes Turf Care. Just wanted to make a quick video and show you a little quick hack that I have made for myself using these steel weed eater head bumps that actually come with the weed eater when you buy them, or you can buy spares to keep on hand at all times. I've tried some of the quick feeds. I've tried different brands, different ways. I always find myself back to using this particular bump. But for me, it's what I prefer. I know some of you guys see conversation all the time. What's better, what's not better, but my preference is just the easy traditional bump. I keep several on the truck at all times. I keep them locked and loaded, ready to go when we need them. If we're on a large property or whatnot, I'll have one ready to go full loaded, and then I'll have another one in hand just in case something goes wrong or I happen to run out. But on the property sizes that we run, as long as we're pretty much full starting out, one bump will go through a pretty good ways. So one of the hacks that I've done is there's two hacks kind of on this one bump head. One, if you notice, I painted them orange. Orange is just pure visibility is the only reason I've done it, because sometimes they get tossed around in the cage of the trailer, or you're out in the field and you are doing a change out or whatnot, or you had to break down and put it in the grass for whatever reason, or they get left around and you're cleaning the back of the truck off and they get thrown around. Orange visibility helps them, make them a little bit easier to find. So that's tip number one that I found pretty useful for me along the way. Tip number two is I have, over time, when you get a new one, they tend to run down pretty good. We do a lot of weed eating. I go through, this is a 5-pound spool that's here. I go through probably 2.5 to 3 of these a season. So we do a lot of weed eating. That's a good bit of weed eating. We try to keep everything on point on our properties, all the way from the concrete edging to bed edging to tree edging to fence lines, you name it. So we go through a lot. I prefer the .105 and the green. It's the green hex. When we're edging the beds and stuff like that, this string seems to last a bit longer than some of the other ones that are either the rounded flat or whatnot. But anyway, so what I've done is when a new one starts to go bad or starts to wear down a little bit, I've simply taken this. This is a 9/16 hex head, 1-inch wood screw. You can get them at Home Depot. They're like 89 cents a piece. I actually think they're a little cheaper than that. When you first start out with a new head, what you'll do is leave, just find the center of it. You'll find it because it'll be real soft from it wearing down. You can actually probably put your finger on it and feel the middle of it, and it's just a hollow spot that goes through there. So I take this 1-inch screw with a point and then just kind of thread it through and make a new hole. And the size of this screw to the size of this bump head makes a perfect fit. It actually fits extremely tight, so you don't have to worry about it wallowing out of there or whatnot. I have had some that have either loosened up along the way or have fallen out, but it's rare and few if I don't put them in right or whatnot. But once I get the hole started with the tip on it, I go ahead and I make a cut on this, because if it's too long, when you put that in there, that spring won't go on. So what I've done is I've already cut. I just cut one thread back. If you look, there's the original one, and then here's one that I've cut with a ziz wheel, and I've pretty much just gone about one thread back because that's perfect enough to slide in there. And then I just take that and I get it started in there, and take my 9/16 socket and then drive it on in there until it's right. And then before you get all the way, if you got a spring in there, good, leave the spring in there. If you don't have the spring in there, put the spring on there before you drive it all the way in, because what happens is is it expands that piece of plastic in there, and then you'll have a hard time getting that spring on. So once again, just drive that spring all the way, or that nut all the way through, and then make sure the spring is centered and good, which it is. And you don't want that screw too long either, because when you're in action in the field, and if you're bumping, you want to make sure it's got the proper amount of play. You don't want to interfere with the original design. But once that's on there, it's on there tight, and you got that much now of wear and tear. And as you can see, here's one that I've got that we have pretty much wore. It's the same exact nut, and here is what it has done to it. I'm going to back it out here a little bit, and you can see the difference. But I have literally doubled and tripled the life of these. These bumps are easily 2 seasons old, going into the 3rd season easily. Over time, it depends on the operator too. If it's real hard, if an operator is running rough, or running rough on the concrete and dragging it, and I try to tell my guys to bump on areas that, 1, don't have good turf on it where you're gonna scalp it, or 2, if you got edging on the bed or whatnot, try to get it on a good spot to where you can bump it properly. If there's not, then obviously concrete is the only other way, and that's what wears them down, is bumping on the concrete or running along and trimming, and just the scraping of the concrete wears them down pretty good. But for the most part, these are about $12 a piece, I think, around here. So the replacement of an 80-cent screw to a $13 bump head is kind of a no-brainer to extend the life of them. And then, like I said, I paint them. I'm going to do all mine right now, get them ready for the week, or get them ready for the upcoming season. I've been doing a lot of maintenance in the off season, and this is one of my projects that I was working on today. But I'll get all these set up. This hole's been a little walled out, so I'll just take a fresh screw and start the hole again, get it going. And that one's a really tight fit. Back it out. And when you cut them, it leaves a little burr on there, so sometimes they go in crooked, but for the most part, you can get it in there and then get it tightened down. And you want to make sure they go in pretty straight, because if you don't get them in straight, it'll mess up at the inside, and the spring won't go in properly. And that's it. That's 2 down and 2 to go. So this one I'm actually probably going to throw away, because finally this one is pretty worn out, and then on the inside of this, the plastic that protrudes inside here is actually broke off, so that there's nothing to tighten this down though. But I can tell you that money well spent, on this 89-cent or 80-cent screw over time. Like I said, we go through a lot of string, so this 5-pounder here, probably, like I said, about 15 pounds, 3 of these a season, maybe 2.5, depending on the guy running the machines. But that's it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick tip on this. Any questions, comments, let me know. I buy these screws at Home Depot. I usually buy them, if I get new heads or I use up the screws, I buy 4 or 5 at a time, a dozen just to have on hand in the shop. You never know, they're good for other things too, but it's mainly what I buy them for. And I get the rest of these done, loaded up with some string, and they're ready to go. Again, any questions, comments, if you like the idea, or you need a little more understanding, just shoot me a message and I'll get back to you, and we'll make it happen. We'll communicate, and I'll show you exactly how I did it, or give you a little more insight on how it works. But that's it. Just wanted to make that quick video, guys. Have a good day.